Okay, so really quickly, I got the question about being a full-time entrepreneur and how to handle your personal finances when you don't make consistent income. All right, so here are a couple of things that I think that you should do, and I am not a business coach, right? I only deal with personal finances. So, but it's kind of the same as not making income consistently. So, some of the things that you need to think about when you don't make consistent income, right, for your personal finances is that you're going to have to be proactive. So, in order to be proactive, that's one, making sure that you do set your budget. Two, while you're looking at your budget, right, you're going to have to, in the months that you actually make really good money, you're going to need to pay your bills ahead of time. You always want to be ahead when you do not make consistent income. So that means paying your mortgage ahead or setting aside money so that you can make sure that you have money set in place. Because sometimes some mortgage companies, they won't let you pay it, ahead of time, or it might, sit in escrow or whatever it is, or they might apply that to the principal, right? So you want to make sure that at least you keep an account or somewhere. It's almost like having an emergency fund, right? But you want to keep your money, you want to pay ahead. Like sometimes, I know people are like, yeah, don't give them money up front, just wait. Okay, so you can have an account where you could just put your money so that it automatically pays and it will come out. Or I just pay ahead. Like sometimes I pay my I need to go back and look at some stuff. But yeah, sometimes I will pay my light bill ahead or my gas bill ahead, and it'll just have a positive balance on there. And so, hey, yeah, I don't know how much that is going to be for that month, but I will pay it ahead. But that's going to be really what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to make sure you also have an emergency fund for some things that, that you look at your normal expenses. So you got to get, what is your bare minimum, right? And when you think about your bare minimum, let's say your bare minimum cost for a house, transportation, phone, light bill, food, and water, all of that, your basic, when I'm saying basic living expenses, right? Internet might be your basic living expense, if that's what you do your business in, right? Like that's how you make your money. But these are the bare minimum. What do you need in order to survive? How much does that cost? Let's say it is, $2,000 a month. Okay. If $2,000 is your bare minimum, then 2,000 times 3 is 6,000. You need to have at least 6,000, where that means that you could live off that, just the bare minimum, no extracurricular activities. Okay. You can live, that's 3 months. Okay. If you times that by 6, 2 times 6 is 12,000, having 12,000 in your emergency fund. So you definitely always want to be ahead of your bills. All right. Another thing is, so ahead of your bills, one, okay, pay ahead, right? So that way you don't have to worry. I'd rather worry about getting a refund than not having enough money, right? 2, have an emergency fund. Okay. That's something that that's just basic household things. You need to make sure that you do it. 3 is that I would also make sure that I have, what was I going to say for number 3? Okay. So while I'm thinking about my number 3, I forgot it really quickly. But another thing that you could do too is paying your items on credit card. Like if you get down to the nitty gritty, right? Pay your items on credit card. So that gives you a little bit more time, right? So instead of paying it straight from your bank account, pay it from your credit cards, because that's going to help your credit card, score and stuff, because you're utilizing it and things like that, and it'll give you a little bit more time. So, and then you would just pay whatever is in your banking account to your credit card, but that might buy you more time. So especially even if you have, a little, but you don't want to keep spending on your credit card, right? In case you're like in debt or whatever, and you've been using credit cards to do that, but put it on your credit card. Pay your bills, most of your bills on your credit card, and then use your bank account to pay your credit card, because that could actually extend the life of, when you get get more money. Okay, so but that means that you're gonna have to work ahead of time to make sure you have available credit. And based on the state of our economy and how it's getting harder to get credit, or it's costing more to have that and all of that, so you want to make sure get it while you can. Okay, so make sure if you can't get credit or you're working on your credit cards, make sure you work on that. But you want to have the available credit, because sometimes if times get real rough, like if it gets to a point where you gotta decide where you're gonna eat and where you're gonna live for the month and put it on a credit card, hey yo, we can always pay that off or whatever. Okay, so if it gets down to a nitty-gritty point too as well, where you think like, yo, I can't pay my bills, I'm losing my job, or you're behind, get on the phone, talk to your creditors, try to work out a deal with them as well. Or just always get on the phone. That's another thing. Always get on the phone, right? And try to work out anything if you think you're not going to be able to pay. Like, now some people will not want to work with you, because I've had it where I've tried to actually lower my APR and things like that. And they're like, yo, you're not, you're not behind. You don't need any help. And so, yeah, like I've had it there. So, those are some of the things that I think you should do. I cannot remember my third one. I have more hacks, but those are the ones that I just want to answer quickly off the top of my head. So, yes, peace. And I will talk to you guys soon.